to my channel. And so I'm going to take you along with me today to pick up some things that I need. And I guess this will be my spring shopping. And I want to try to find some spring summery themed runners. I need about 3 of them for the dining room table and the hallway entry and the buffet. And so that's one thing that I need. And I'm also looking for some new hallway rugs because Micha was sick and ruined them. Of course, I clean them and I wash them and I spot clean them, I vacuum them. But to do that on a daily basis, they're pretty much worn out and I don't want to put them in the washing machine anymore. So I'm going to pick up a couple more new ones. And I'm also just looking for some other items that I need to try to keep the place clean, like some protective plastic for the floor and other material that can help me keep Micha away from the marble. And yeah, it's not much of a vlog in that sense, but I think a little later on, I'm going to try to share with you some of the things that have been really holding me back and keeping me down. I've had a very hectic month last month, and I have to tell you that I was sick from Easter on, and I had fever and chills. And even though I did visit the doctor, these symptoms are beyond the scope of what we talked about because they're new. And I'm pretty much over that symptom now, plus the rash. I was given a medicated cream for my rash on my foot, and thankfully it wasn't shingles. But I know that I live in a very hot spot area for things like that and the measles, so I'm really leery of all these symptoms that I've been having. I'm chalking it up to the side effects of the medication that I took 2 months ago. And yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I hope I'm done with it because there are no more symptoms on that list. So, but fever and chills were one of them. As well as rashes. I don't know what else to do, guys. You know, I guess this is my second health update in a while, and I have to apologize for not sitting down with you with the comments as regularly as I normally am, but I've had it. I was exhausted, and other things have been getting me really down lately, so I'm going to share that with you a little bit later. But for now, I'm heading to Grace Textiles, and hopefully I can pick up those things that I've been looking for, and then maybe Dollarama. So let's go. Well, that was a very successful haul, and I found everything plus a little more. So, but I really, really love the pho next door here. So I'm gonna go and grab a bowl. Hi everybody, I'm home now and I have a couple of hauls to show you. And all in all, I spent about just over $200, but I did find most of the things that I was looking for. So hang on and I'll let you have a look. So my first major item that I picked up at Grace Textiles was the hallway mats that I need to replace because of Nietzsche. And I got one longer one and one shorter one. And they were roughly about $15 each. I'm thinking, yeah, around that price. And so they are actually lighter than the ones that I have now, which I have to throw out. And so what I want to do is, I'm going to show you in a minute, I'm going to coat them with plastic so that Nietzsche cannot, shred them or puke on them or really mess them up the way that she did with these. And I found myself shoving these poor old rugs into the washing machine almost every day. And so, yeah, that had to stop. Some new bath mats for the big bathroom came to $10. And the cotton underwear. And so one of the other items that I went for was a really large nightgown with the long sleeves, and they're exactly the ones that I love. And so what I want to do now is run back and get some cotton underwear. And I think that this is going to be so cute. I might cut the edge since it's an extra large. I could only find extra large. And so I might cut the bottom off a little because I don't like long nightgowns, but this is just perfect for the summer. I also did a little impulse buying, and so I picked up these cappuccino cups, and this one is it's double walled, and I love these. And so that's one size. And then I went for the square one as well. I love the square ones. And this is a beautiful cappuccino cup. And actually, I believe this is the espresso cup. And this one is the rounded cup. And it's more for cappuccino than it is for espresso. And I just can't wait to try them out. They're all double walled, and so they were about $11.99 each. I also grabbed myself one of these cute bottle openers. Now guys, I never buy bottles, but I couldn't resist this. I picked up this really cute and unique looking placemat for the kitchen. I'll just throw it on top of the counter while I'm slicing vegetables. I thought it was so cute. $1.49. And this was more impulse buying. I picked up these summary placemat settings. And the reason why I purchased these is because they're so cute. And I kind of want to use this design to maybe make my own. And probably white with a yellow middle. And I thought they were so cute and irresistible. $6 each. And I bought 4. And then I did find my table runners. I bought 3. Here's one. I just love this one. And this is the one that I want to try to base a placemat setting on. I want to make my own. I want to see if I can make my own. I have to first find that very sheer transparent material, fabric. I don't know what it's called. I guess I have to go out and look for it. And then see if I can come up with something like that. And then we have this runner. And this is the runner that I want to use in the hallway entry. And it will absolutely brighten up the hallway and add some color. I just love this one. And so the table runners were $14.99 each. And so that was the Grace Textile haul, which came to $176. And so I did swing by the Dollarama and pick up a few more items that I actually needed. A couple were impulse items, so let me show them to you. And this is just perfect, and it's going to go over the kitchen doorway, and it matches the table runner so beautifully. I just love this little butterfly, and I can't wait to hang it up. Next, I couldn't resist these cute string lights, and I absolutely love these. And I think that it's really hard to see them off and on. There, can you see that? I think they're so cute, and they can actually be adapted to fit any season. I just love these. And next I picked up a couple of notepads just so that I can jot in any impulsive ideas or errands that I might have, or inspiration for home projects, things like that. And a good sturdy brush for the floors and carpets when nature decides to make a mess. And this is the clear plastic wrap I was telling you about. I'm not having a picnic, but I found that this was actually perfect for what I need. I'm going to cover the rugs, the new rugs, with this, and we'll see how that goes, because I really need something to protect those nice rugs, and you know, I don't want to wash them every day anymore. So let's try it this way. And in other areas of the floor, again, I'm not going on a picnic. I decided that I'm going to use this to cut around and place on the spots where Micha has a hard time. She eats grass, and then she has a hard time keeping her fur ball in. And so rather than her doing it on the marble or on the kitchen floor, I'm just going to simply cut patches out. And I made sure it was a nice bright color like that you can see. And I think it'll take some doing, but maybe I can train her to not puke up fur balls on the marble because it's a pain to clean up, and it's now a daily thing for her to do. And I don't know what else to try. So let's hope that this works. And so that haul came to about $30. Well, I've set up the new items, and actually, I'm so glad to have gotten rid of the old rugs. They were really in bad shape, but I did put up the new ones, and I'll let you have a look at how they are. And I also put up all the runners, and I put up the butterfly, and I also laid out the espresso and coffee cups just to let you see what they're like. And they're absolutely gorgeous. So let's flip around and I'll let you have a look. So this is the table runner, which I absolutely love. The colors are really gorgeous, and they are so light and spring-like. I absolutely made a good choice. They had another runner that was similar to this, but it was flowers and not butterflies. This is much softer, and I'm glad that I chose this one for the hallway entry, and it goes with the flowers. There's the butterfly. And so this is that little mat that I couldn't resist picking up, and it goes with the colors in this vase. And so I think I made a pretty good choice. And this is the other runner, which I put up laying across this buffet, and I still have to fill these two wine racks and pick up some more wine. But I like the color. It's a nice light summery color, and I think it's perfect for this room. And so here is the other runner, which is exactly the right size for this table, and those are the placemats. And this is the squared cup. I just love this bistro cup. And normally I don't set this up at all, but I wanted to see how the placemats looked, and they're actually a little off for the table. And so I think I'm just going to pile them up and put them away in a cupboard. But I love the tablecloth. I just love it. And so those are the espresso cups. And this is the cappuccino cup. And I really do hope that I get some use out of these coffee cups, because in the summertime I like having my coffee iced or very cold. And so, yeah, I can't wait to try these out. And these are the new mats. And I haven't trimmed them perfectly yet, so I still have to lay out the plastic and tape it down. But I think it's just the right color. And I'm going to lay out the other colored cloth around here. This is where Micha pukes. And so I'm going to lay out some around here, and also some material right at the edge. This is where she normally goes for. She knows she shouldn't go on the floor or on the marble, so she tries to go in between there. And so what I'm going to do is just set up some material right there. Like that, it makes it easier for her. So I was explaining to you before that I have been not in a very good mood lately. And there have been certain progressions, developments that have been going on since I last uploaded, actually on the day that I uploaded. And I have to say that I don't know if you recall the clips that I showed you during the vlog that I made about the missing Ukrainian children and the Easter bread. And so I did show you some clips that I found the day that I uploaded that. and signs of vandalism and theft and break-ins. And so what happened, guys, is that because of my content, the community somewhere around here, I'm not assuming it's my neighbors. I'm assuming it's somebody in the community. Let's put it that way. Um, Took serious offense into suggesting that the missing children of Ukraine was a tragic case and maybe it could have been prevented. I really do want to refrain from saying too much because I know that these situations are very complex and delicate, and I don't know anything about them. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but my punishment for coming out and speaking to you about the facts of the missing children of Ukraine was that I had a $300 watch, which I have owned for over 3 decades, stolen from me. I had my safe here dragged across the room, and it was opened, and without that watch is a part of me. I never wore it because people wouldn't change the battery. It was mounted on a big, thick, wide leather strap, and it was a Guess watch. It was a beautiful design by Guess, and it was all flower patterns, a coppery bronze color. And, I was married in it. I had my honeymoon in it. I sunbathed by the pool every day for 25 years in it. It was a part of me. And it all goes back to that person who works here. And I know as a fact, I have been here longer than that person has worked here. And I happen to know precisely when all the theft began. And I'll probably try to flash across the police report of my $3,900 USD, all those American dollars gone from the safe in 2021 and now in 2025. So it's every time the management changes, I get something stolen from me. It's like a tradition. And I had one manager, maybe 7 years ago, about 7 years ago, who told me that these atrocities would never finish because the people here wanted it. And it was people's job, people who worked here, to do these things to me because that is how people here want it. Well, I can't go by that. This thing without my watch, I feel like I've had my right arm taken from me because the karma from my life, I usually happy-go-lucky, it's gone. It's gone. Mind you, I've been pretty sick. But since that watch has gone missing, I have been deathly sick almost. Fever, chills, nausea, lack of hunger, not wanting to do anything. It's all because of my missing watch. And it made me sick. It made me physically sick. And I cannot accept the fact that because I live in what may be a Russian community, that we can't get along. We have to all think alike, like robots, and it's okay to abduct children. It's acceptable. And no, not to me, it's not. Other ways of handling stress in countries are much more acceptable to me. But everybody has a different opinion. And I know that I was punished for speaking my mind by having my watch stolen from me. And so I was put in my place, and to me, I feel as though I don't live in a free country. I feel almost as though I'm a hostage sometimes. They're taking my things, or they want to follow me and stalk me sometimes. I don't care about that. But enough is enough. I cannot abide this childish temper tantrum person who needs to see a shrink. I'm not saying that to be derogative. I mean, this goes so well with the Maddie McCann case. All that theft that the suspect did. And it's a classic sign, guys. This isn't one sick human being. It's a group of people doing this to me. And it's been going on since this person moved in here. And this person has made it very clear that before they get out of here, there's going to be a lot more tragedy for me, a lot more trauma, a lot more drama. Well, I can't handle it. And I'm sorry to gripe with you, but all is not well in my world right now. And although it's getting better, I can't handle this. And I don't want to make a pest of myself with the new management, and I'm going to show you another clip right now. That same person who littered in my parking space, it used to be my mother's car and my car side by side. And when my mother was alive, she had to call the police so many times because the superintendent was telling workers who were coming in from outside to do work in the underground parking to put all the tools there in our parking space because it didn't matter. It didn't belong, that space didn't belong to anybody. Well, it belonged to my mother and I. And we have pictures of it. But again, somebody came and littered, and I want the management to know who it is, because it's not two different people, two different times. It's the same person stealing, the same person telling everybody to steal, telling everybody to dump garbage and in my parking space, telling people to park bicycles and other property in common areas where none of that is allowed. Well, it's this one person who's doing it. And I know it's this one person because it's been told to us that it's this one person doing it. And if the people here don't like what I think about what happened to the children of Ukraine, well, I don't care. Go and steal somebody else's. No, don't steal anything. Just get out of my hair. Please stop acting like a child. And all those times that I wanted to call the police and I didn't, well, I did it this month because I figured, there are a lot of things that are going on in my city right now that are not cool. They are not cool, and they are all related to this situation. Maybe not the same people, but it's all the same hostility. And I think the more that we work together and report things that don't look right or don't seem right, like that, people who end up losing their life, we have a chance to go back and see if we can trace and track who it might have been. So if I see anything out of place on the road or here at home, I'm calling the police. I'm going to try not to make it a big habit, but I have to do something. I can't let it go anymore. And this person truly needs psychiatric help. And it's almost the same classic behavior that I was talking to you about in the other vlog. about the signs of a psychopathic killer. Well, people who do this kill. They kill. They're not just full of mischief. They kill. They're murderers. They're criminals. They're hardened criminals. A lot of it is mental illness. And I can't go by this anymore. I can't. There have been too many people here. I've seen too many letters, heard too many tears. Enough is enough. I've had it. And the only other alternative is for me to get a lawyer to write a letter to the board of directors, because I'm tired of this. I'm very tired of it, and I don't want to write any more letters. I'm not a secretary, and I don't get paid for doing it. As a matter of fact, I get abused. So no more letters. I will try to see if I can get a lawyer to do this for me. Like that, I keep everything professional and clear-headed. If I have to write a letter on my own, I don't think I can handle it. I'm too angry and upset, and I don't know. I think I've said enough already, but I want my watch back. I want my watch back. It's like part of my life is missing. And I know that this person who took it, that's what murderers do. They collect things from people they stalk. And I think this person needs to get out of here, get out of this community, because I've seen him on the road, and I have clips of him following me on the road, and there's not that much I can do with the clip. But all these situations that pop up whenever I see him on the road, beside me, behind me, I don't understand. I know it's a small neighborhood, and I let it go most of the time. But now with the theft, I'm not going to let it go anymore. I'm going to report every incident that is out of place, and if he doesn't like it, then he can stop doing the things that he's doing, right? Anyway, I'm sorry, guys, for griping at you. I'll promise I'm going to try to be happier in my next blog. So for now, thank you for listening and watching.